Some people reach their 80s, walking with confidence, carrying weight, climbing stairs, and living without, depending on anyone. Others begin losing strength 2 decades earlier. The intriguing detail is that many of them eat well, take supplements, and genuinely believe they are doing everything right. Even so, the body begins to hesitate. Standing up from a chair requires momentum. Balance becomes less reliable in simple situations. Physical confidence diminishes inch by inch. Meanwhile, there is a group that preserves a capacity rarely discussed when the subject is aging. A capacity that influences strength, stability, coordination, and independence all at once. Understanding this difference completely changes the way strength is built throughout life. For decades, the conversation about aging revolved around the same idea: consume more protein to preserve strength. The recommendation has merit, but it explains only part of the story. Strength does not depend solely on the amount of muscle tissue available. It depends on the body's ability to access that tissue with precision, stability, and coordination. Think of someone who has relatively strong legs but avoids walking on uneven terrain, feels insecure going down stairs, or loses balance when changing direction quickly. The problem rarely begins in an isolated muscle. It appears when the nervous system receives less and less clear information from the feet, the joints, and the body's position in space. The strength is still there, but it is no longer being used efficiently. This difference between possessing strength and being able to access it is one of the most important subjects in healthy aging. If this topic resonates with you and you would like to explore it more deeply, consider downloading the guide Healing in Motion. Many of the cycles gathered there were specifically organized to restore support, stability, and bodily continuity, qualities deeply connected to physical independence throughout the years. If you would like to explore this material, it will remain available through the first pinned comment for only a few more days. When this bodily communication begins to weaken, the body loses something far more valuable than muscle. It loses confidence, and that is where the real conversation begins. Now let's experience this directly in the body. Today's practice was designed to awaken 3 elements that often determine the quality of strength throughout the decades: awareness of the feet, stability of the body's axis, and the ability to recruit musculature with clear intention. Remove your shoes. Stand with your feet hip-width apart. Before making any movement, bring your attention to the points of contact with the ground. Feel your heel, the base of the big toe, and the base of the little toe. Distribute your weight evenly across these 3 points. Remain there for 3 slow breaths. Many people discover at this moment that they place more weight on one side of the body than the other. Now, place your hands on the sides of your ribs. Inhale, expanding the ribs outward. Exhale slowly. Complete 5 cycles. This style of breathing increases bodily awareness and helps the nervous system organize posture more effectively. Notice whether the shoulders descend a few millimeters and whether the neck feels lighter. Keeping both feet firmly on the ground, slowly shift your weight onto the right leg. Remain there for 5 seconds, then shift to the left. Continue alternating for 1 full minute. The goal is not speed. The goal is perception. Feel the ankle making subtle adjustments. Feel the knee finding alignment. Feel the hip supporting the body without unnecessary rigidity. Next, create a slow contraction through the thighs and glutes. Imagine that you want to grow a few inches taller without lifting your heels from the ground. Maintain this activation for 10 seconds. Relax for 5. Repeat 5 times. During each contraction, notice the pathway of force rising from the feet through the legs and into the spine. Now try something simple. Stand up from a chair and sit back down 5 consecutive times without using your hands. Move slowly, without momentum. Pay attention to the contact between your feet and the ground throughout the entire movement. This seemingly ordinary task requires coordination between the brain, the joints, balance, and the musculature. It is precisely this integration that many physically capable 80-year-olds preserve every day. When you finish, remain still for a few moments. Observe the sensations in your legs, your feet, and your breathing. What you are experiencing is not merely muscular activity. It is the body rebuilding an internal dialogue. And the clearer that conversation becomes between perception and movement, the more accessible the strength that supports autonomy, confidence, and presence throughout the years becomes. Lasting strength is built through the repetition of these signals. Each time the feet perceive the ground clearly, each time the joints send precise information to the brain, and each time the muscles respond in a coordinated way, the body reinforces circuits associated with stability and efficient movement. Healthy aging depends on this ongoing conversation. People who preserve independence into their 80s often keep this exchange between perception and action alive. The result appears in ordinary tasks that carry enormous biological value: standing up, walking, balancing, changing direction, recovering from a stumble. Physical independence is built through these seemingly simple actions. When the body feels supported, strength finds direction. When perception remains alive, movement remains available. This is one of the reasons some people move through the decades preserving autonomy, presence, and physical confidence. If this video brought value to you, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to follow upcoming content. Write in the comments, "I cultivate today the strength I want to carry into my 80s. If you would like to deepen this process, the guide Healing in Motion will remain available through the first pinned comment for only a few more days. Click on the icon appearing on your screen and watch another transformative video from the channel. The strength that sustains the final decades of life begins with the small gestures the body repeats every day.